Cheers, mate.
Cheers, pal.
Congratulations, is it? Thanks. Oh, that was I heard you say congratulations.
No, I get so much stick from people because they're like, why are you always praising Liverpool, the players? Because I think you're a well-run club. You don't really make mistakes, but this league is fantastic. Enjoy all those things. There's an elephant in the room. Right, listen.
Go on.
No. I'd love you to win it next year.
Why are you calling him an elephant? It's fucking not. You can go back in the pub after this, on the other side of the bar, and after this, and talk about how much. But a couple of things.
Yeah.
Yes, won the league. Yes, let's get that out of the way. But also, and you definitely went off. We'll talk about that fast Scouse feedback. The reason we brought Mark in this week is so that we bring, people, at least one of us can be understood.
Yeah.
So we brought Mark in this week.
We'll call this the subtitles episode.
Maybe. I don't think we'll need subtitles.
No offense to you. Talking about you put 2 Scouts and a Scotsman on an American soccer.
But he's media trained now, anyway.
Can I just say, though, there was 2 teams that won the league last week.
Oh,
That's why we got him on. See, there's a method to the madness. You know what? Do you want to have the same argument?
You got upset because I said something to you, and
Do you want to have the same conversation with him as well about no good teams? There's no good teams. Rangers were shite this year.
Best team won it.
Yeah. Hibs are third. They were bottom for ages at the
You
beginning.
only beat what's in front of you.
Exactly.
I
There you
always say
go.
that.
See, that's why we got him on. That's why I got him on. All right. Couple of things that I had written down, but you can fire in with whatever you want.
Yeah.
Bournemouth must have heard you after the week last week, and there's a couple of slaggins that need dishing out. We got hammered this week.
Slagging starting to ramp up a little bit.
I know, yeah. But you know what? We're trying to shock value people into listening to what's going on. Funnily enough, we released the episode last week. Bournemouth came out on Wednesday last week and said they're buying the ground back at Dean Court and they're redeveloping the stadium to make it a 25,000 seater to come, get themselves up with Premier League guidelines. Yeah. So they must have heard you say they're not a Prem club.
And reacted.
Yeah. Listen, if that's the kickstarting either, who knows?
If necessary.
The second one is Chelsea. I mean, and to be honest with you, I reckon they agree with me. Agree with us on the quiet, like about them being a bit beige. They worked that we had to explain what beige meant well, though.
It's not like. Do you see that game? Or do you see Chelsea won?
Yeah, I didn't see the game.
It's awful.
Chelsea are good for 20 minutes and then they just go sleep.
And it's like, Everton have got not to play for. We're messing around with the lineup. We're putting different players in. We've had a few injuries. And you look at Chelsea's starting 11. There's no structure, there's no execution. They're missing key pieces. What's Palmer? I think we've talked about him before.
Why are you talking quiet? Why are you talking dead quiet? Yeah, is it so the next door can't hear you?
Not even next door. The text abuse I got from the gentleman that owns this fantastic establishment, I'm just raining in slightly.
And then Chelsea were way up there. Christmas, weren't they?
They're flying.
They are.
They're like this. I'm telling you, they're more focused on winning that one trophy that no one ever won.
How many times do you reckon they've started the same starting 11 this year? Because every time I look at it, I'm like,
don't recognise him. Who's that?
You chuck in, and then it's like, and why is he? Oh, they bought him for 47 million. You never made him.
I feel like we're going to get battered again.
So going to your original point. Yeah, I did get some sticks flagging Chelsea. Yeah.
Rashford got injured. He's going to miss. They reckon he's going to miss at least a couple of weeks. He can't play on the last game of the season anyway because they're playing Man United. But then they reckon now he's that might be him done. He's been linked with Barcelona, done at Villa. I think he should stay at Villa, but because he's obviously done well with them. He was class in the Champions League.
His requirements at the end of the season apparently to go to a club that's in the Champions League. So Barca's a stretch. He plays.
I just wonder, do you think getting out of Manchester, all the stuff that goes on around them?
Yeah.
The thing is, maybe to a certain extent, but some of that stuff follows people, doesn't it?
No, I think if it's all your mates and you're more accessible, you'd easily.
Yeah, true. That's fair.
I think getting him out of Dodge would be good. Even getting him down to London would be good. But he said categorically he didn't want to go down south.
I mean, who does? Let's be honest.
I think Villa would be great for them.
Yeah.
Permanently.
And it's they're on the rise. Got a great coach. The squad's fantastic. And
one of the best coaches in Europe.
Yeah.
And there's no mess. There doesn't seem to be any mess.
Sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, that's all.
Just gagging around with it. He's gagging around with it. It's been a long day, hasn't it? I don't know what's going on. We could record this and the whole thing could be boring.
You waited to the Liverpool rant and now you've unmuted me.
No, I took you. It still worked as well.
Any kid that comes out the gates with a hype, you don't tend to feel sorry for because they've kind of been given it. But then he earned it when he put the performances in. Then he was in the England squad. Then he's had all this drama at Man United. He's bounced back at Villa. I think that's a perfect club for him.
I do.
Yeah.
Really.
And he did the man of the people stuff as well with all the good charity work he did. So even people in Liverpool have got a lot of time for him, haven't they, as well?
Yeah.
And Wigan. obviously. Wigan. Palace Man City Cup final. What do you reckon? Now, here's one for you, because I did a bit of stato again. So these are the scores this season. 2-2 in December at Palace. 5-2 City the other week on the 17th of April. But in that game, Palace went 2-0 up and had a goal chalked back for offside, which would have put them 3-0 up. So they were all over them out the gate. And they were, I think they were 2-0 or 2-1 up in the game in December as well.
Yeah.
It's just whether they can hold on.
Mad the way Villa didn't beat Palace to get there.
That was surprising, especially after coming off they beat Newcastle the week before and
Spanked Newcastle.
And they played well in the Champions League when they were lucky.
Unfortunately with PSG.
Yeah.
That Palace one. Do you not think that would just sum up Man City's season, or if they were to lose that FA Cup final?
I don't know, but like it would sum them up because they've been bang average all season and they go win a trophy, still win a trophy.
Well, yeah, it could be the other side of it as well.
Yeah.
They'll win something.
Which is miserable.
I was thinking,
It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it completely shock me if Palace pulled that off?
If Man City had
good side.
worst season in God knows how long, and they finish fourth and
win
win a trophy, that'd be the most City thing.
Bournemouth are going to get pecked, aren't they?
Next week's manager.
Ooh, Areola?
Nah, he'll go abroad.
Spurs?
I can't see him. No, they'll get Pochettino back.
Sniffing around.
They'll get Pochettino.
Too much money for
Think he would leave
Pochettino.
before the World Cup? I don't think so.
I think the payoff is too much for him to leave. I don't think they go.
Didn't he? He's come out and said something recently, hasn't he? He said something along the lines of, they wouldn't have me back, or... Yeah, I think he's driving the narrative. I think he'd be great. They shouldn't let him go. Typical Tottenham. But let's exaggerate. Ange wins the Euros. Finishes 15th. Do you still sack him?
The players, Maddison came out today, didn't he, and said no. He said they like they're behind him, they're backing him, whatever's coming out in the media, they said they don't know. Who knows?
I just
Spurs, innit?
I think it's so toxic now, though.
Spurs?
I even think if he wins that Europa League, say he gets off to a worse start at the start of the season again next year, I don't know. I personally like him because obviously being a Celtic,
but he's a great personality for the league. I'd like to keep him.
I think he's fantastic.
In the league.
I think there's a lot of things you could question. I still think when you're coaching, you've got to adapt a wee bit.
Yeah.
And he, for me, just is not adapting whatsoever. I think he could have steadied the tide a little bit. Maybe not exactly what he wanted, but with all those injuries.
Yeah.
I think, for 3 months or so, I might need to change a wee bit here.
Yeah.
Just to get my best players back. Say they were 11th or 10th just now, and they were in the Europa League semi-final.
Different conversation. Yeah.
I still think they'd be miserable. Because they've sacked people for...
be as bad
maybe not as bad, but they still...
I think it's becoming...
They've sacked people for a lot
less, right. All right.
Man United and Tottenham are in the same boat, where you're like looking at them, and who did United play at the weekend? What's the game as well?
I should know, got it written down. Bournemouth, 1-1.
Yeah, so they do this passing out from the back. He's in love with the style, but hasn't got the squad for it.
No.
So he's just sticking with it. So the keeper's crap, right? So the keeper...
one of the worst things.
They played us at the weekend. They said they couldn't have picked a better team to play Liverpool on, or for Liverpool to play on Sunday, because the amount of giveaways or takeaways that they've given up in their own half or in the last their own third is higher than anybody else in the Premier League.
Absolutely.
And the same, and you look at the game, the same thing happened even at Anfield. He's married to the system, isn't he? And he won't change.
But I said to you on Friday, we were outside on Friday.
Yeah.
You thought Tottenham would be giving them a game, and I said it would be an absolute procession.
Yeah.
Played Tottenham wide open. Liverpool going for it to win it on that day is the perfect team.
Yeah.
You've not got an Everton or a...
But like, look at that game. Tottenham shouldn't lose. It shouldn't be like okay for Tottenham with the money they've spent to lose to Liverpool 5-1.
Actually, it's becoming okay.
No one's even talking about it.
I know.
No one's even talking about it. Tottenham lost to Liverpool 5-1.
What's it, 19 losses?
He's going to kick off here.
I am. We're talking about a lot. We're going all over the place. We've gone from Rashford to Spurs being shite, which I think a lot of conversations go from whatever to Spurs being shite and Everton being shitbags. But like, we're going to move on a little bit. Man. Come on. We've got to get to Liverpool 5, Tottenham 1, but that's right at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
All right, 9 games last week. Forest never played. Brentford never played because of FA Cup conflicts and all the rest of it. Wednesday night, this kills the Wiz because I felt so bad for him. He was gutted.
Man City on for a row.
That would have got him back in 4-3. He would have gone, 4-2 he would have gone. 4-2. Okay. City 2, Villa 1. City scored in the 96th minute. Back post.
Nunes.
Yeah.
First goal.
Yeah. Tapping at the back post. It was a decent finish, but at the back post. Last minute. What do you reckon? Villa held on as well, but I don't think Villa need a miracle now, I think, to get...
You've got a City team that's playing kind of free, and the players, they did very well in January. I think the lads they bought in January have doing stuff. I think they've made peace with the lads that are leaving with De Bruyne announcing, so I can imagine the locker room's a lot less.
Locker room?
Just took me by surprise here as well.
That's well American, that, you know. Proper. Changes.
I reckon the changes.
Nibble.
I reckon the lads in the changes, you know. I reckon that atmosphere must have settled down. So I reckon they've just kind of got in the groove with his system and they're starting to be effective. So yeah, I can see they're definitely going to get Champions League. There's no way Man City don't get Champions League.
Especially with 5.
If Forest don't get the Champions League now.
They've got a big game tomorrow.
Against Little Joe all year because...
Who did they play?
Brentford? Tomorrow, yeah.
Home?
I'd love to think he's checking
No, yeah,
message
the whiz.
K in it.
Nah, the whiz.
All right, we'll get to that in a sec. All right, Arsenal 2, Palace 2. Palace missed a chance at the end as well. But in hindsight, it was nice to win the league at Anfield, so it gave Liverpool that time to win it.
Yeah.
But Arsenal, obviously they're all in the Champions League, but they got passed off the park last night. Did you see that last night?
Yep.
They just got abused with the ball. PSG just abused them with the ball.
Is that Arsenal team good enough?
They've no striker. They've no 9.
That's the missing piece, but I don't think that start 11's that good anyway. You've got superstars, but there's weaknesses there. I'm interested to see what they do next year. Certain contracts are coming up and they'll have no injury excuses. And if they come out of this year with nothing, which is how it's looking like again, yeah.
That's enough, innit? You don't need to do anything else. Chelsea won, Everton 0. We've just talked about it before. Chelsea were good for 20 minutes, scored the goal, and then just sat back. And they have had chances in the second half, a lot of half chances. Yeah. But has Moyes done his job? Mm-hmm. Steadied the ship, got your save done.
Yeah.
And the relegation when they came out.
Yeah, and like you say, I'd be interested to see what he does this pre-season, transfer-wise.
Do you think they'll back him? Is there money there to be backed? You'll know better.
I don't know.
But he has.
They got the new thing, and haven't they?
Yeah. So yeah, to answer your question without going into an Everton rant, yeah, he's done more than that. But go looking at those two teams. If you watched them and you looked at who spent what, they were too close for comfort.
Yeah, true. Brighton 3, West Ham 2. Brighton scored in the last minute as well. Yeah.
You know how I feel about all West Ham and the GP.
Needs a pre-season, though, you said.
He does.
How long is one for you? Does he make it to the international break next year?
I'm going to ask the Wizard what the odds are for Potter to get fired, the boot.
First.
Ooh, first. That might be better.
Might be the good one, mightn't it? Newcastle 3, Ipswich 0. Did you see that? I think it was Ben Johnson got sent off. Double yellow. Just wallop someone. The next one, we'll move on.
Hey, what was the lapse minimum release clause?
30.
It was
£30 million, I think. Chelsea. Chelsea. Maybe another one he'll fall into the Chelsea fly trap and just disappear into obscurity. Don't think so.
How old is he?
Youngster, isn't he? 22? 21? Something like that. Don't know. Southampton 1, Fulham 2. Last minute winner for Fulham. Southampton were winning as well. I nearly got this one right. Gutted. I thought they were going to win. It was like one of the last games of St Mary's, but that's the reason that the shite and they're going down, isn't it? Just Fulham.
You are what you are.
You are what you are, yeah. If it looks like shit and smells like shit, soz lads. All right, Wolves 3, Leicester 0. 6 wins in a row for Wolves, you know. 6 wins. I know.
Isn't that mad?
We were talking about the other week, like the first time.
The Wiz came prepared, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was all over it. Cunha again. High fantasy football points this week as well from a lot of the Wolves players. But yeah, 3-0, 6 wins in a row. They got City this week, though.
Insane if they have.
Home and away?
They're away.
Other than West Ham, there's no one I'm like, I can see flirting with the bottom 3 next year. Usually you can point out like, Forest or the West Ham or something like that.
Bournemouth. You got to imagine Bournemouth are going to drop off.
If they lose the manager and the squad, yeah. But there's the 2 seasons. Is it the first time the 3 that came up have gone down?
No, back to back then.
No, I'm saying
sorry.
Yeah.
So I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see what comes up from the champ.
There's another conversation for another time, I'll tell you.
What?
Just how big that gap is getting.
Because of the financials.
Because of the financials.
Yeah, true. But Leeds come back. They're a bit of a yo-yo. Burnley is yo-yo again. Yeah, you got to think Sheffield United are going to be playoff, right? I hope Bristol City, personally, because our mate Bawley's on the bench there by Bristol City, so I hope he gets in. Free tickets in it. More gear and that.
In agenda.
More gear, yeah, exactly. Free tracky and that. All right, Bournemouth 1, Man United 1. Have you seen the goal at the end?
Yeah.
Horrible. And we'll get to predictions in a minute, but that killed me. That got you a point. You stuffy little get. Honest to God, unbelievable. It wasn't even a shot. He just stuck. It hit him on the foot and went in. Get. I don't get you. How old are you, lad? Yeah. Was it a sending off? He got that red card. The appeal got
rescinded,
turned over. Yeah, slipped. I mean, all right, he's caught him, but it was a slip on it.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
And the thing is, if he's gone for him and his top foot's up there, then it's different. But he's slipped, hasn't he? And obviously, it's right in front of the bench, so there's murder on the bench. Everyone's going bananas. What are you saying there?
I thought it was.
His
second leg is up as well, though.
Yeah. Tyler Adams one I thought was worse.
And then Casemiro.
Well, he's absolutely walloped someone as well.
He took a chunk out of his chest.
It's ridiculous.
And the lad's lifting the stop up going, what's happening here?
Yeah. He went off at the end.
It wasn't consistent, yeah.
No, anyway. All right, last one. Save the best to last, will we? Liverpool 5, Tottenham 1. What a day at Anfield. Oh, gutted.
You just did it so well. Like, even the stupid things like the Mo selfies and the way...
It's funny that how it got planned, didn't it? Yeah. Google Pixel planned it.
No, they never.
Yeah, they did, yeah. So...
I thought he picked some kids.
No, it was a woman who was sat with the press at the front of the club in the little thing.
Yeah, special then.
Yeah, no, it was a setup. Everything's a setup now, isn't it?
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I know.
But little things like that, and then the way the team lined up at the end of the cup.
You love that. There's a picture.
They were all in silence. All the players were in silence, and it was just like that noise.
Yeah,
it was just insane.
There's a picture. It's not that picture there, the one that's behind your head. That's a different picture. But the picture of all the smoke's gone off. One of those blue flares.
That was going to be the next thing. As soon as he said something.
I posted it the other day. I said that to a few people the other day. I was like, watch this now. Some divvy's going to buy you. He's like, have you seen when the bus came in? Yeah, the bus comes in and everyone's like, oh, there's one blue.
And then in red as well, though.
Yeah, he bought 100 flares, wrapped them in red. Did you see the other one in the cop? Someone's let one out and then just stuffed it under his seat and then blew himself. And there's a picture of the pyro going off under the seat.
Just a bit of crack.
I think it's funny. Yeah, if you get pissed off about it, you need to get your head tested, don't you? I mean, it's just
as if you wouldn't do it the other way around.
Oh my God, all the time, 100%.
But no, it was. We watched the full game with Big John, and yeah, it's class. It was brilliant. It was a great day. All my mates been off the phone saying the atmosphere in the city was fantastic.
Yeah,
and the images they take. That's why I think I'm disappointed that Goodison's moving, because you see those images of them around the estate, and it's so physically and emotionally embedded into the community. It's physically next to
pubs.
Oh, I am.
Well, all the pubs around the ground are rammed. Everyone's gone. Yeah. People have just gone. Like even like I'm going back for the last game of the season.
Are you?
Yeah. Even round the ground. No.
Nice.
So everything. Listen, come on now. Life is about who you know. It's not what you know, not how much money you've got. But it's around the ground. It's going to be chocker. All the pubs are going to be rammed around within a mile radius of the ground. Like the middle of Liverpool will be brilliant before and after the game.
Yeah. Do you know how to get there?
Yeah, you get the train from Wigan. No, you actually get the train from Garswood and then go straight into Lime Street.
We did an event on Saturday, like an OVO event, and we were chatting to some of the volunteers and that.
Is this because you've not got the thing on the table? You're promoting OVO?
Laundry day. And it was speaking to one of the ladies that was there, and she was like, oh, you guys from England? My husband's a huge Liverpool fan, he wants to go. And John dove on it. He was like, oh, we're going the last game. And he's like, let me see if I can text my brother-in-law and get you tickets. He texted his brother-in-law. I was like, hey, Chris, what's going on? Any chance of a ticket? I know it's a long shot for that. Get your text back, like 8 smiling faces. Like, currently they're going for 5K.
Yeah.
$5,000 unless you Gary.
I've had a ticket. No, stop it. I've had a ticket every season for the last probably 6 seasons. And the one time that they won it is the COVID year and I couldn't go. So it's like, no, I'm going.
No, it'll be brilliant.
I mean, I was there last year for Klopp's last game. It didn't mean nothing, but it was brilliant. It's just...
Oh, and Soft Lads giving a shout out to Klopp at the end.
I thought that was good, yeah. It was good, and he did the whole thing, like the video of Klopp doing it and then him doing it. It was really cool, yeah. It was good. Anyway,
enough of that.
As much as I can
be nice.
You did good. You did good. The bitterness is draining out of you.
No bitterness.
All right, so
just an assessment.
We have got a guest this week.
Oh yeah.
And all right, mate. I know you're dressed in black and all that, and hiding in the corner, but Marc McKelvie is in this week, and this is kind of what we want to try and get to, don't we, Anthony? It's about community and bringing people in and why people are here and who they support. But it's like, what's your name and where'd you come from? I've known you for how long now? decent amount of time. 15 years?
15 years.
Give or take?
It's not.
Yeah. Give or take 15 years.
We're in that.
Yeah. And then
You didn't meet me, did you?
I think so. I think it did because it wasn't through the coaching. Yeah, it was in here anyway.
Oh well.
Yeah.
But so Glasgow. So you're one of the two, aren't you?
Yeah. Only one though.
Yeah, but at the moment there's only one anyway.
Yeah, been one for a wee
So-
while. Yes.
So what's your connection to that then? What's your connection to Celtic as a club? Like when you first start going, is it a family thing? Is it a
Yeah, like, it's right through the family. Through my dad's side, to be fair, because actually my mum's side was Rangers.
Was it?
Aye.
oh you kept that one quiet? Kept that quiet.
Do you have the same thing in Liverpool where it's like split households? Would you have, you're like the dad will be Celtic, but the son might go to school and make a best mates and he'll be Rangers, or is because
No, usually the dad would win over that side of the. It used to definitely stem from a religion aspect, but
Yeah.
not as much now. But
Okay.
yeah, it was my grandfather used to drive the buses up to Celtic Park, supporters bus and stuff like that.
No,
Right.
Doing that, and then it followed into me. So
that's class.
Can you remember your first game?
oh yeah, actually it was a big one. In the mid-90s, Celtic were taken over by Fergus McCann. My dad didn't want to take me beforehand because it was a bit of a toxic atmosphere. Rangers were winning everything at that time. The likes of Terry Butcher, Chris
Was that the Souness was the manager?
Walter Smith had took
Walter
over at that
Smith,
point,
yeah.
and I can remember it with Brian Laudrup, Paul Gascoigne.
Oh,
We had Matt McNally, Wayne Higgin, Andy Payton. Competing against that. So my childhood wasn't the best growing up supporting Celtic. Certainly made up for it now.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Back then it was tough going.
Was it really? Was it not always?
Oh, I hadn't won a trophy. I hadn't seen Celtic win a trophy until I was 10. Sorry, that's a lie. Scottish Cup. And then I hadn't seen Celtic win a league when they stopped Rangers for winning 10 in a row. And that was 98.
I had no
Very
idea.
different from
A little bit now, isn't it? Yeah, when you're just winning it's on tap now.
Yeah.
So what's a family thing?
So what have you been able to do over here then to keep it going?
Going to Dempsey's, innit?
Yeah.
Dempsey's has been the biggest one for me. And speaking just recently on your own podcast there, guys, that's just been
Is it chocolate? Is it for the game?
oh yeah, absolutely. Not every get like Ross County at home at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's not as busy, but
Yeah.
for the bigger ones and that, definitely.
Is it more like the sounds are back home? Because in here's good, isn't it? Like, but in here's everybody, isn't it? Like with Celtic being in Dempsey's is very generalised, isn't
At the
it?
same time, guys, if the other games were on, Celtic would be on without the sound and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I understand it. It was
Yeah.
going to be me watching it or another couple of guys maybe, but
Yeah.
going to Dempsey's, it's your own crowd.
Did you find that place pretty quick?
Right away,
Yeah.
actually.
Is there a link to this place as well with Dempsey's? But is there lads who drinking mulligans in here who will go over to Dempsey's as well?
One or two, like, even like Big Alec and stuff like that. I've had a couple of boys that have kind of maybe even just jumped on it for a day out or something
Yeah.
because I'm always talking about it. So and they've always enjoyed it, not necessarily like really connected with Celtic, but just bringing people in for there. And
Makes
always
a difference,
enjoyed
doesn't it? Makes a
We've
good
said
difference.
that on his podcast before. I don't know if it'd be quite the same living
No.
without it.
No.
Don't get me wrong, wouldn't it be an absolute deal breaker that I'm going to
No, but it's like it's a little
definitely.
it's a little nicotine patch, isn't it?
It is.
It's and I've lived in other
really
parts
is.
of the States and not for this longer periods or much younger and all that stuff, but like having this touch point where even if you're just popping in, just
Absolutely.
saying hello to people around.
Just keep it in touch, isn't
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It is important.
So I'll ask the question that everyone probably wants to ask: if Celtic and Rangers played in the Prem, where would they finish?
Oh, right now,
Yeah.
the current teams, bottom half. Rangers get relegated.
Is that because
Rangers get relegated.
is that because the Premier League's really strong at the moment this season?
No, I just don't think.
Is that why Liverpool won the league?
I still think the current
I also just wanted to touch him on the shoulder.
team would be bottom half. I honestly think that state of the Rangers team at the moment would be.
Is
Down.
it not good now?
It's not. But they've not been. I'll be getting attacked for that now because of
Yeah, they're going to come for you, aren't they?
But no. But what I would say, if they could stay up there for, if it 10 years of that financial backing,
Yeah.
the clubs are absolutely massive.
Well, like huge,
Yeah,
aren't they? You only have to, they're huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Then you would really see it kick on.
Was that ever close to Scottish?
2001. Yeah. So about 2001, there was a real.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah. If people remember this, there was a coming round the table with the two chairmen at the time. David Murray would have been at Rangers, Dermot Desmond at Celtic. And it was Phil Garside, was it Bolton?
Yeah.
He had the mind staying it, but those teams didn't want Celtic and Rangers coming in.
Yeah, because they were.
But also,
Something
it was a
like
bit bad as well that the original agreement was to come into the old first division at the time,
Yeah.
which is the championship now. But you're kind of going, well, what happens to the 2 or 3 teams that they just go down to the second division.
Yeah,
Just
push
allows
them down.
I
it.
think it,
So I think it's
it
apart.
devalues it.
But
And
I'm
it's
glad that never happened.
The
it's
smaller
Scottish
teams.
football, though, isn't it? Like Scottish football should be promoting Scottish football. Like the other day, we were reading a thing about making the Premier League, the Scottish Prem, 18 teams or more teams than
There's a
12.
problem with that. Then right off, Sky Sports will cut that out because you don't get the full Celtic Rangers games. You would only get 2.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, not too much. But I would like it, and you hear a lot of
What about a cup?
players.
What about a cup? Like they throw them in the League Cup, like it's like a British League
I
Cup.
would love
That'd
that.
be cool.
But I don't think you would treat that seriously. Let's be honest, Celtic Rangers are not.
You're joking, aren't you? Can you imagine a championship team getting Celtic? Or Rangers?
Championship team guys,
Or
absolutely.
Prem team even?
But I just don't think.
Imagine Liverpool getting Celtic.
From a view,
It's a fantastic fan point, but I don't think it would
I
get everybody out.
I totally disagree. I
do?
think from a viewing
That's
perspective,
from an English
if
point.
it was like, if there was Everton Celtic or Everton Rangers, it's new, it's different, it's like a bit of a rivalry. I think there's a little
You
bit
think?
more spice to
Not
it.
like last season. No, we fisted Rangers last season in the Champions League, so
They did. It
it was class, yeah.
had my love.
Do you know-
Top on.
Yeah, the only time he's ever spoiling.
Do you think about the Sky thing? I remember me parents got a Sky trial when I forget how old I was. And the first game I watched was an old firm, and it was Larson with the long hair, and
Yeah.
Gascoigne and all that. Those 2 teams at the time were
Oh,
fantastic. They were like,
100%.
Beat Liverpool at Anfield,
they were
2003.
fascinating.
Yeah, for a cup.
Some guy got we got
no,
battered.
there was a point there, probably I was
Early
13,
2000s,
14.
wasn't it?
They were Titanic team. So you had
Yeah.
Broncos, Newman at
Yeah.
Rangers, you had Larson, Moravchik, Sutton,
Arteta.
Petrov,
Yeah,
Penn at
yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Petra.
Stephen Kloss, goalkeeper at Rangers. Michael Moles were fantastic football.
Balde.
Yeah, they were real, real Titanic tussles.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 out of 5 seasons went down to the last game of the season.
I love how when we
Full
get
difference.
proper guests on, they give us proper stats and don't just talk
We know-
absolute
we know-
mints like we do. We know nothing. Like it's ridiculous.
Rangers went down. Like, after, the
Yeah.
media celebrations. You're a season in, it's a bit of a novelty.
No,
After that, we were a bit like,
You're absolutely right. It happened at Celtic Park. Celtic, I've never seen this in my lifetime.
yeah.
Closed the top tier. So there was 7,000 seats, and it was a big banner. So I don't care what anybody says. Oh, listen, see when they did go through all that, I was the biggest one celebrating,
Yeah.
having a laugh. And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When,
But
when it-
if you look at the attendances at Celtic Park at the time, and they might say, oh no, there's 53,000 season ticket holders. There was 40,000 in the game.
Yeah.
So still, but what happened for me is Celtic started downsizing at the time. So even getting qualification for the Champions League,
Yeah.
I was spending peanuts. So
Yeah.
the quality of football, and no disrespect, we also got a manager used to drink in here as well.
Ronnie Dyler. Here's one for you then. So this is good because he's not going to watch this. Maybe he will though, like the Bournemouth lads and probably Rashford and the other lads.
He is
Don't
back in
question the
Atlanta.
impact.
So listen to this one. So what was that like for you? Because you met Ronnie Dyler in here, right?
Oh, guys, I met him outside, and he's walked past me.
Because he loved an old Bochum when he
Yeah,
was coaching
top
in New York
big,
City,
big
right?
man. And he's walked between me and my right, and I've went, that's Ronnie Dyler. Mike's went, who? I went, the Celtic manager.
You'd have to be a Celtic man to recognise it as well.
I've chased him down the street like a total fanboy.
Yeah.
Ronnie. The next minute he takes my number, and I've
Stop.
honestly took my number. I thought, I'd never hear for that game. Text me. Hey Mark, I'm just in Mulligan's having a beer. I'm going like this, so texting everybody back home and everything. But he's old assistant manager as well. I got to know him. Used to play for Celtic as well. Mexican lad, Efren Juarez.
Right.
So he was his assistant. So I've got the two of them in here having a couple of pints for them. That was brilliant. I loved it.
Lad, that's class.
Really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Of course, well. I don't mean to criticise him, but it was just that total downsizing that point to your point. But
Yeah.
Having a bevy with your club's manager. That
that was class, honestly.
Yeah.
I would be the same.
It was brilliant though. No,
He's
it's
going to
class.
get back on schedule anyway.
I am going to get back again. Because we've been doing this for about an hour now.
When he starts off, right, he starts off like this, but when he's getting stressed, the clipboard comes.
Just picking it up. It's funny, this, isn't it? It's like unbelievable.
I was
Unprofessional.
just thinking of editing, he's got to
I'm the soft. You're going to be up tonight? Editing this? All right, anyway. Fuck's sake. It's all right. So Wiz got stitched up last week.
The Wiz got
Mark,
snatched.
thank you very much for that, by the way.
Yeah.
I got sidetracked by his absolute minutes.
No worries, mate.
Jeez, he didn't buy me another pint, so which is fine.
On the Wiz.
Last minute goal killed him. He had Villa City draw
Yeah,
at
which would have
City.
been 3 in a row. This one,
What's he got for this week?
Morgan Rogers, anytime goal scorer. plus 210.
Would that be a parlay? Villa?
No.
Separate bets?
Yeah, Morgan Rogers, anytime goal scorer, plus 210. It's like the...
I'd take that.
That's not crazy.
You'd throw a few
He's
quid
going
at
to
that.
have a couple of shots, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what we need to do? We need to stop being minge bags, and me and you put $1 each in a pot.
$1.
And start back.
Not a mince bag, but I'm $1 in the pot.
50 cents each, and then start backing these bets and see where we land.
Yeah.
I'm going to start
Every
this
week.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go with you.
Yeah, defo, yeah. All right. So I lost 4-3 this week, so now it's 4-2 in the series.
Yeah.
2 of your 4 wins would have been my wins, and you got done. Your team scored 2 in the last minute. Fulham, which none of us have got a point, but I had Bournemouth winning and Man United scored in the last minute, so I would have won, which is good for you because I've got an array of Liverpool shirts for you. The last one of these we do this season.
Like always.
You're hanging on.
A little bit premature.
You're hanging on it. Yeah, no, story of my life. Tom Wiley won again.
Twice.
Now, I don't know this guy, and he sounded
two-
great last week,
two
but now he's starting to do my head in.
two bottles
He
of
got
me.
every single one of them right as well, though, so fair play to
I
him.
wouldn't say that.
No, he did. You got to be fair.
Everything.
He got all of them right, yeah. He didn't even need to worry about the goals because he got every single result right.
Not slagging him. Congratulations, Tom. You deserve it. He is the worst gambler ever. His parlays are like 9 pages long. He knows his stuff,
Oh, all right, fair
which I
enough.
hate to say, but he never put that simple a bet on. He'll do something where, someone does a backflip and all that. And he goes, look, lad, if I put $10 on, I win $37,000.
That sounds like ads next door, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, lads, I back that. Yeah, one horse with 3 legs to win the race. All right. Oh, another thing as well to clear up. This is for Pat Kelty and Graham Page. The goal prediction is for the 6 predicted games, not the 10, because that can be confusing to people.
No, just the predictions.
No, you do the predictions, but then you do goals as well, total goals. But those, it's just for those predictions. We were doing it for the 10 games. That's why me and you were saying like 34 and 29. This week's a little bit different, apart from your guess, actually. All right. So this week, 6 games.
Yeah.
As usual, you pick the 6. If you pick the person who gets the most predictions correct will win a bottle of OVO. Again, they're all in the post, lads, so they will get there eventually. One's trying to wing it to Arizona. 3 or 4 of them are going to Jersey, but I've never made it somehow. I think our posties and Alki, by the way, yeah. All right, this week, Man City Wolves. We both went for City. It's on Friday night, this one.
The cooking.
Yeah.
I'd love Wolves to
Wolves Wolves go 7 in a row, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Villa, Fulham. We both went Villa.
Yeah.
Leicester, Southampton. Leicester have got to win 1. Surely they're going to give Vardy a penalty in this game. Yeah. So we had Leicester. We both had Leicester winning. This is looking.
What was the noise there?
No, just two terrible teams.
Yeah. It could be 4-4 that game. Arsenal, Bournemouth. We both went to Arsenal. At the moment, it's coming down to the goals. West Ham, Spurs at West Ham. I went Spurs. You went draw. That could be the thing that separates us this week.
Why have you gone?
I went Spurs because maybe they just pull it out and you call it Poppers a shite bag as well. So then, Potter.
At West Ham with the pressure and them doing.
I don't know.
Tottenham playing so poorly.
And then Brighton, Newcastle.
I did Newcastle.
I went Brighton. Actually, no.
Oh, that's what you meant.
I went Newcastle as well, I think.
You can't.
No, I did. I definitely did. I've got to have a picture somewhere. So I'm going Brighton then. I'll go Brighton, you go Newcastle, sod you.
And how many?
And then I went 18 goals in 6 games. You went 23 in 6 games. So we'll see what happens. But that's about it. Week 7's in the books.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Tom Wiley.
Tom Wiley, you're going to get your vodka. I don't know when. Like someone.
Thank you.
Mark, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Mate. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Up the
Like,
Reds.
subscribe, all that stuff.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Up the Reds. I'd cheers you, but I've got no ale left. Thanks.
Do you want a good one?
Maybe. Quick one for the road.